This podcast includes explicit language and sensitive topics that some may find offensive.
All views expressed belong to the individual speaking and not a representation of any entity that we have been, am now, or will be affiliated with. It's your chance to back out now.
That being said,
If not, enjoy the show.
Previously on the Black Man Misunderstood.
Let's be for real. Yeah. So
He can't do it. I'm gonna do it.
that's bro. I'm with you. I'm with you. That's where this is going. So when you ask us if we're okay, we go, yeah.
Black man, black man, black man misunderstood.
It's your boy Mike B.
In the neighborhood therapist.
Welcome back to the Black Man Misunderstood podcast. Here we discuss the topics about black men and others are afraid to speak on. I'm your host, Mike B. I'm always rocking with my brother.
Neighborhood therapist, you ready?
And this is episode 8 of season 3. Women, are you listening? Brody,
What's good with it?
why are we doing this episode?
Because last season, Queen C. Anderson, shout out to Queen C. Anderson. We had Men Are You Listening? That went over extremely well, surprisingly, with the women. Because people don't understand that even though it was called Men Are You Listening, the episode was actually intended for women. C. Anderson was blessing women with gems, how to be more feminine, how to come into feminine, femininity, just killing the whole game. And a lot of men listened to it because it said, Men Are You Listening? But It was actually meant for women. So this go around, we striving to take them same women that was listening, give them some game from our perspective, but we are talking to the men. We about to get real right with the men. C went ham on those females.
Did. Bro, she did.
You got to match that energy, bro. That's all I'm saying.
Fact. No, we got it. We got it, bro. Come on now. We got it. Let's get into it.
Big shoes to fill, fam.
Huh?
Those are big shoes to fill.
I know it is, but I believe we can do it.
Do you feel this is necessary? This education that we're about to do?
Definitely. All right. I'll tell you my two reasons why I believe it's necessary. First reason, I'm gonna come from a biblical stance. All right. So and C touched on this too. When women hear submit, right, it turns them off the door. But what some women don't realize that they need to do is flip that script back on the guy. Because the full scripture is she won't submit until you submit to who's upstairs. And that's the part everybody be missing. So that's the first reason why I know we got to do this. Now, the second reason why we got to do this, C also touched on this, is that I feel now we're in a time of the world when women operate too frequently in their masculine energy and don't know how to dress back into the feminine energy at times. That is the second point, and I'm pulling that from C.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And that's why it's necessary.
Okay.
Put our brothers on game. Come on now.
All right. So I'm gonna shoot straight from the hip, straight from the gate.
Come on, bro.
There's two different types of women out there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ripping this straight from that holy book. Okay. There are wives and then there are concubines.
My boy. Go ahead, Seth.
That's it, right? So everybody has this painted picture in their head that everybody's getting married. No, some of y'all are not meant to be married. Some of y'all are meant to be here and have fun. That's the best way I can describe that. But I don't really know what it's called. It's just you taking your time and exploring different people. Okay. Ain't got nothing to do with that. So, fellas, I need you to understand something. Okay. She's a wife material or she is a concubine. That's something you need to figure out as early as possible. Because if you end up wifing a concubine, yeah, you're going to have an issue.
Hey, bro, the vote can't turn out.
I don't, and between me and you, I don't really like that whole word.
No, definitely. I was just, I was just quoting it.
I just feel like I'm really on the end of the spectrum where it's like, yo, how you gonna do one for the other? And like I get it, men are men, women are women. I get all of that, right? But like if she's choosing to put mileage on herself and she's choosing to explore, you can't demonize her for that. You can't. You're gonna be like, oh well, it's different. Men naturally, it's no emotions attached. We can do what we can do. Yo, it's a lot of women out here ain't no emotions attached, and she'll thug it out, ride you, and be done. You'll get out,
bruh. It goes back to what we said. It's performing in the masculine or that feminine energy. That's literally what that is, and people don't understand that there's levels to it.
Big fact. Big fact. So that's for sure. No role models that I'm here right now. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Okay. So concubines and wives, know the difference. The follow up to that, easy. This is super easy. We're gonna go deeper right here. Fellas, y'all gotta know who y'all are as an individual before you go talking about I'm a handcuff short.
Facts.
Because you're supposed to be leading her, and then you're asking her to submit because you're leading her properly. But how can you lead anything if you don't even know what you're doing? You don't even know who you are.
Bro, you preaching right now. It's like it's funny when I think about when people watch these reality shows, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now there's a new reality show called The Ultimatum. And basically, they give you an ultimatum, like you marry me or I'm out. Like that happens a lot in real life, and people don't realize how often. But the other thing is some of these women, you give him everything in the world and treat him like the husband already, and he ain't even earn it.
So,
like he ain't earned it. Bruh, you have to pay to ride this ride.
Alphas don't like that, by the way.
Hey, they cannot like it.
If you can't tell, I don't fuck with alphas. But go ahead. I've been bashing alphas for the last 3 episodes, bro.
Yeah, but your boy's an alpha.
Hey man, I fuck with you on a different level. I still don't fuck with alphas. I don't fuck with Leos either.
That's a whole nother thing, bro. We ain't gonna even hit those. But yeah, man. No. But seriously, like people, like men, like stop playing with these women because, like, one, you're destroying the woman for someone else.
Yo, can we talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Oh, you know how many women we meet that got trauma from an airhead, and now everybody that comes after that has to deal with that trauma. And some of them actually really be striving to change your life and show you things, and you just blocking them out with the boundaries. Excuse me, not boundaries. Trauma and the baggage, because those are not boundaries.
Well, it's not boundaries, it's walls. That's what it is. It's walls. They put up the walls and you gotta chip down these walls bit by bit. You try your best, but they make these walls so reinforced that when they get to the final wall that they need to knock down, some of these guys give up.
Yeah. What's on your mind, Mike?
Yeah, it goes back to what we were saying earlier. Like align yourself right before you want the girl to submit. Like a lot of these dudes walk around and I want this, I want that, I want you to cook for me, I need you to clean the house, I need you, like, don't get me wrong, you know, some of those stuff are needed. Yes. Yes. Some of the stuff are needed, but you know, we are living in a different day and age. You know, what was required of the woman back then, it's not the same now because everything is different. And people fail to realize that. So what they go to do is they go to live on the old school values, traditional values, and don't apply it to nowadays. This is the same way how people read the Bible. They read it word for word, but forget the context and what was allowed back then in the past. Because people will be like, all right, so how these dudes could have all these wives back in the Bible? That was the rule of the land at the time.
Mm-hmm.
You can't knock them for something that was law back then.
Mm-hmm.
Women have values from families. They get married to a certain guy, that levels up the entire family.
Mm-hmm.
People don't think about stuff like that. People just look at the surface like, oh, she's supposed to cook, clean, take care of my kids, make sure I have food when I get home. Nah. Well, people don't even realize that some of these women back then was helping lead the countries and giving their men advice. But we don't talk about that. We won't talk about that. Now to flip it and bring it forward to nowadays, it's getting harder and harder just to survive on a one-person income in a household. So for you to think that your significant other is just gonna cook, clean, and do it all by themselves, and all you gonna do is work, sadly mistaken. You got to adjust to the times. And that's where I think people will drop the bar, specifically men.
So what needs to be done?
What needs to be done? Better understanding of what marriage is, one. Better understanding what marriage is. Two, adjust to the times that we see now. And I'm not saying everything needs to be adjusted. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm just saying when it applies, you have to apply it.
All right, hear me out.
Yeah, I hear you. I know you're about to come with it. Come on now.
Hear me out. So I quoted Nas an episode or two ago, right? And I said nothing's new around the sun. Everything comes back full circle. So, Mike, you can't be asleep enough to tell me that you don't see polygamy coming back.
Oh, of course.
Full force.
Of course.
Okay.
Bruh, they've been slowly bringing it back more and more. And with the, and just hear me out what I'm saying. Slowly bringing it back more and more, right? But it's specifically with this digital age, it's become crazy what you see. Like people outright just like, yeah, I'm swinging. When did you see this when we were growing up? People don't just outright just say it.
All I'm saying is it's starting to look a lot like the Old Testament. Okay? And to people hearing that, some of y'all will be like, oh, that's cool. You know, that means we're returning the sender. We're going to original. To me, I go 2019. Did I speak on this already, Mike?
Yeah, I think you did, but I hit him with it again, bro.
2019, okay, was the end of the curse for people that lost their language, lost their history. You understand? I mean, Mike, if I'm getting too deep, it is what it is. Y'all just gonna have to.
No. Go ahead. No. You good? If they don't catch it, that's on them.
Yo, 2019. The people that lost that stuff, the curse was lifted. After that, now those people have an opportunity to prove Revelations slightly wrong and change a few things. This is just my belief. All they got to do is unite as a people and give praise to the Most High. I did allude to this, by the way. I'm remembering it now. Okay?
Yep.
It was at the very end of the episode.
Okay. And we just cut it off. Yep.
Right? If those people come together, things will change and there'll be things better off. But this is what I'm getting to. This is the point I'm getting to. I am fearful that now that the curse is lifted, we are going to redo the curse because we're not doing what we're supposed to do. We're false idol worshiping. We're doing adultery, being super sinful. You know what I mean? We're super gremlins now. You understand? We are literally repeating the trials of the people that came way before us. I'm talking pre-slavery, pre-kings. I'm talking about that. We're doing that all over again, just in a different light. So if we're not careful, we about to relive this. We about to get, the ground gonna open up. We're gonna get swallowed. All that stuff that you read, yeah. So when you talk about, we bringing polygamy back, it's kind of like, all right, I see you got free thinkers. People ain't trying to be bonded to the, whatever. Cool, I'm with you, but it's like, yo, ain't nothing new around the sun. So it's kind of like, seen this before, right? should we chill or? But who's right? Who's wrong, Mike? That's the.
And that's, look, I tell you like this, and people always think like that, right? I say the human mind is always looking for an answer.
That's right.
But a divine mind knows they can't explain everything.
True, it's fact. Socrates.
So us trying to explain everything is the downfall of us as a whole. But let's bring it back. And because I think we went a little off track, but it was needed. We were talking to the individuals about not wasting the time, right?
Of the spouse of this person that you're pursuing?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
Right. And you mentioned that we need to understand what you need before you decide to take that next step.
Right.
Why is it that we fall short of that more times than not?
I'm gonna say 90% of the time you weren't taught, so you don't know any better. So you're just doing what you've seen and you feel like it's right because that's what people was doing that looked like you.
Okay. I hear you on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna challenge you a bit.
Talk to me.
Our relationship, and we talk about a lot of things, on here and off. Why we didn't succumb to that?
The answer, Mike, is not so simple. Okay.
Okay.
We led two different lives, even though we came from the same place. I can't speak for both of us. This is what I will say. People like your sister, people like my mother, people like my grandfather, the streets, my uncles, even my father. Like I'm a sponge, right? Mm-hmm. So I soak everything in and then I analyze everything. So I just look at people's relationships and I'm like, no, I don't like that. You know what I mean? And then, you know what I mean? And then because I'm an empath, I would see the way women would treat men when they do certain things. And I'm like, okay. And then I will also see the flip side of it. Like he would do something and she would say like a snide remark, but that was her way of saying thank you. It's a weird concept, right? So I got intrigued by stuff like that. And I learned to just, I don't want to give away too much of my therapy skills, man, because, people got to pay me to play. But there's things that I teach my clients like to look for, especially if you in a heterosexual relationship. It really doesn't matter. Femininity and masculinity. It doesn't matter if you man and man, woman and woman. It's always femininity and masculinity. There's always one or the other. You can't have both doing the same thing. It doesn't work. You can try. Somebody, please try to prove me wrong. We're gonna waste our time. Okay. As long as there's masculinity and femininity, what I apply to clients, it works because I've analyzed over the years. So I never became a sucker or a simp or a woman beater. And no disrespect to any of those people. I take that back. All disrespect to all three of those people.
I was about to be like, bro, what?
All disrespect to all three of those people. I can't be that because I value myself first, and then I value the what I'm attracted to, women, next. And you just take it from there. What about you?
No, it definitely that's definitely part of the reason I've seen the good, I've seen the bad, I've seen the in between from all different people. My sister, my father, my parents, of course, through the church, random people I meet, colleges, mentors. Yeah, no, I definitely understand what you're saying where you soak it up as a sponge. Most people don't realize they are a sponge. But it's up to you to determine if you're gonna be that sponge that's gonna keep all that stuff inside and just let it eat you out alive and rot you from the core, or you're gonna rinse yourself with water that you can be used again and understand. You get what I'm saying? So no, definitely. Like I was a sponge too with a lot of that stuff. And there was things I was like, yep, nope, I will never do this. I'm not trying to become him. Nope, not doing that. Nope. And there's like stuff like I had to learn on my own. And I think that's a part that I know you've done it, but you just didn't mention it. We had to go through some things on our own to realize that wasn't us.
Oh yeah. The fire burn. That's what I call it.
Yeah. So this goes out to whoever's listening and they try to come for us. We may have had a hint of a womanizing behavior, but that doesn't consider us a womanizer because we realized what we were doing and stopped the action.
What's womanizing behavior to you?
Womanizing behavior, it can vary. It's levels to it. I say this one thing. Womanize. No. This is one thing I've seen womanizers. They basically take anything they can get from the woman and then leave them high and dry.
I can say I've done that on a level of leave them high and dry though. Nah, you getting some out of it too. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if I've ever. That's why I'm challenging. I don't ever feel like I've been that. Yeah, I always consciously shied away from that because of my mother.
Yeah. So, but this is why I caveat what I said in the beginning for the individuals listening. If they try to say that that's what they think we were, you get what I'm saying? No, but us knowing how we are, that's why I caveated that.
Listen,
because it's people's perspective. It's always people's perspective,
and I love people's perspective. But I'm gonna give you the real rap raw. Okay, your perspective could be foggy. Clean your lens. Okay, because Trina is still the baddest. All right, we said what we said. Okay, y'all upset because we said Trina. was life altering. Okay. Like, there's nobody that compares to that. All right. And if you don't know what we're talking about, take it back to the Neighborhood Therapist versus Mike B episode. Okay. Because that's what you're referring to, Mike. You talking about stuff because we said Trina was the baddest on the planet. Okay. Come on, bro. Call a spade, man. Dog. I'm gonna have a real candid moment with you, bro.
Yeah, man.
You have to look so deep inside of yourself, right? And I'm not saying every dude wants to be married. But if it's something you want to pursue a woman, right, you gotta understand the parameters of where women are coming from, bro. Did you know that emotional cheating was a thing?
Oh yeah.
Bro, that was news to me up until like 6, 7 years ago, bro. And to me, that's fairly new.
But here's the thing though. See, I always knew it was a thing, but we never put the words to it because I always think about how people always say, "Oh, a guy can cheat," and that's one thing, and then a woman can cheat. It's a whole nother animal. And that's always been said.
Mm-hmm.
So we always knew what it was, but we just never coined the term until later because guys tend to just think with their willy, get what they get, and move on.
Mm-hmm.
While women think with their heart most of the time, not all the time, most of the time, and give their heart to another. And that emotional, that cheating hurts more, in my opinion, than the physical when it comes to a guy. When it comes to a guy.
Oh, okay. How we respond to it.
Yeah.
Got you. I will have to.
Because we feel way more threatened when we see a guy you're too friendly with.
It's only if this is your main lady.
Oh yeah.
Only that, because if it's just somebody you dealing with, then it's just kind of one of them like you want one upper now. Maybe that's just the toxic energy in me sometimes. I don't know. Keep going.
But no. But no, that's definitely it. It's when it's your one. Like I think about like this. Any real man, if you don't notice a change in your woman and then adjust to it, are you really paying attention to your? Are you really giving them the time of day that they need?
But Mike, I'm gonna play the other side, bro.
Come on.
I got a career that hate me. I got the world that hate me. You know what I'm saying? These kids are bad. They don't listen. I gotta discipline them, man. I gotta worry about fixing this. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. I got pressures, man. I don't got time to be worrying about her changing her hair, bro. What you talking about, man?
Right.
You got a solution for me, man? I'm busy, bro. I gave her the wedding that she wanted, Mike. What else you want from me, bro?
And that's where they just look at the physical thing. See, yeah, those stresses, and they become a stress because you don't have the support. Because if you take care of home, the pressures at work won't be as much pressures. They'll still be there. But she'll be in your ear like, babe, just get through this. I got you. You'll get something better later. I know you will. I know your abilities. I know what you're capable of. She'll breathe life into you that you don't even realize that you needed. So, yeah, those stresses and whatnot, you busy, but you still have to take time and make time to make sure you're taking care of the other.
Can I add something? Because that's spot on. You hit that on the head.
Yeah, come on, bro. Come on, bro.
Now, fellas, what Mike is talking about is all factual. But there's a dirty, dark side to that. You gotta pick the right one. Because if you attempt to do that with a concubine, oh my goodness. You ever heard Red Man Muddy Waters? Sheesh. Because you're going to have some problems, bro.
And
make sure that woman is ordained. And no matter what you believe in, if it's a source, if you're an atheist, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that this is your person, bro. Okay?
Facts.
Figure it out.
Facts.
Figure it out. And also, I want to add, don't be confused, because sometimes you'll meet your person and they're not taught what they needed. They haven't been learned what they needed to learn because they have trauma. Have walls up.
Right? It's blocking it. Yep.
And you were put in their lives to either go through the wall, around the wall, under the wall. Never go over the wall, though. Let me explain. If you go over the wall, you have to understand how the mind works. I just told you, nothing's new under the sun. So eventually she will go around or over the wall with you, but eventually something is going to spark her mind, and that trauma is going to be right back there. And guess what? Because you didn't build a hole or go under or go around, y'all got to go back over this same wall from 10 years ago.
Ooh, I like that. I like that. Yes, sir.
I do that in therapy all the time, by the way.
Yes, sir.
I'm just giving you sprinkles of what I do in therapy, Mike.
But but bro, you hit it right on the head. It is the right one. Because I think what is lost today, right? Back in the day, when you picked the wife, and we talk about way back in time when arranged marriages were the main thing. They didn't just pick a woman because she looked cute.
Mm-hmm.
She rocking the baddest of bad. They picked her because they knew she'd be fruitful to multiply, meaning have kids. Yes, have kids. And that their family was in good standing and had something of worth to provide to you. That's how you got to look at your significant other today. It has not changed. It has not changed at all. It just adjusted to the time. Mm-hmm. So if you don't see the potential in her, and I'm not talking about blind potential, meaning that what you want her to be.
Talk.
It's not what you want her to be. It's the potential that you see that comes out that you know is being guarded by past trauma.
But you make that sound so good and so elegant, so fluffy, and I want to buy into it right now. How much does the course cost and everything, Mike? Right? But because I'm on the other side, I gotta warn people. Hey, listen, Mike is 1,000% on point. Don't go into that thing thinking it's gonna be easy and it's gonna happen overnight.
Nope.
Oh my goodness.
Nope. Look, it's not
happening, bro.
Me and the neighborhood therapist can tell you from my own experiences. I'm still learning stuff about my lady now that I didn't know in the beginning. And that's going to happen. And people need to, for the rest of our lives. And people also have to remember they ain't gonna be the same person all this time. You gonna meet Amanda one day. Just throwing the name out there. A couple months later, you might meet Mandy. Then you might meet her alter ego, Sasha. Then you might meet the mother, Andy. Like it's levels. She's gonna constantly change. He's gonna constantly change. So you have to be ready to adjust. But you see the potential because it sparks out. People look at hear these things and think it's crazy. They be still like, oh, I can see you being a great mother one day, right? People hear that and then be like, nah, I don't know what you talk about. It's no great mother. Like, how you know that? She ain't got no kids. Tell me how that woman treats other people's kids. That's not even hers.
You know.
It's the same thing with guys. You can tell when a guy's going to be a great father or not. See how he adjusts when it's other people's kids, around his boys' kids, around kids that he may work with. Teachers. You can tell a lot of people just from their interactions, and people don't understand that.
All bars. I want to go back to a word you brought up. You said adjust. I'm going to tell you why that's so important. Can I slap box with my fellow therapists and social workers real quick?
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Slap box with y'all real quick. Okay.
Go ahead, bro.
I need y'all on the opposite side of what I'm speaking on to fight me. It's on site too. Slap box with me. Okay. Stop telling these couples or these people that want to get together that they have to compromise for the relationship to work. That worked for our parents, our grandparents, our great grandparents, and our ancestors that came before. In 2022, if you are in a relationship or a marriage and you are a part of the new wave, the new generation of us that are striving to figure it out, not striving to figure out, striving to figure it the fuck out, because this is craziness what we living in.
Facts.
All right.
Facts.
If you are a part of that cloth, do not compromise, because compromising means you're going to be losing pieces of yourself to appease someone to keep the peace. That's not peaceful for us, our generation. You understand? So what you need to do is adapt to one another. Y'all are two different individuals adapting to one another to create something new, a new strategy that y'all both can vibe with.
Ooh, I like that you use that, because I was about to question you for a second, but then when you I was about to question you a second, but the way you explained it is actually perfectly fine. Because when it comes to adjustment, and I'm gonna throw this out there, and people not gonna catch this right away. We say adjust, but that doesn't mean that you're not supposed to give something up. Hear me out. Hear me out. You can be probably one of the best flag football players out there. I'm just using an example because I'm going through it. You cannot put flag football above your family and specifically your wife, because it's something that you love. Flag football is not going to be there all the time. So when it comes to adjusting, there's going to be a point in time when you adjust, and that means letting something that you love so much and letting it go and go into a different lane.
That's too nice the way you explained that. So I'm gonna explain it in a very grim because the way you said it is gonna hit the people that it needs to hit, but the people that's on the other side of kind of like what might be talking about, and they waving you off. So let me talk to them real quick.
All right, go ahead, bro.
If you are a plant and you grew up nice and strong and you became this big old flower, right? The top of that flower has to die and fall off so that new stems can grow. Stop playing.
Yo, that was great. Bro, that was look. We just tag teaming this. Yeah, bro.
Stop playing with us, okay? It's inevitable that you're gonna grow. It's inevitable that you're gonna change. It's inevitable that you're gonna adapt. But compromising is a bad word to the neighborhood therapist. Don't come to me talking about compromise, try, I'm trying. I don't care. You either do or you don't.
Yeah. So I do. And that's why I said I had to think about it for a second. And the word adjust is the proper term. It is the proper term.
Yo, peep gang. If you ever been to the chiropractor, do they compromise your back?
Woo! Boy,
yo, Mike, I'm gonna hit you with another one, bro. When you playing Call of Duty and you're pinned down and they firing at you, do you have to adjust to win, or do you yell out and tell your people, hey, I'm compromised? When you tell your people, compromise is such a word that it's weak. You understand? You want me to be weak, both of us to be weak, to be better? I get it in a sense, but can't we just adjust and continue to grow like that?
Yes, I like it. Adjust. You got to adjust. I'm with you all the way.
My last thing to say to the fellas. Appreciate women for listening to this. Okay? My last thing to say to the fellas, because I think the women gonna love this. But stop being selfish. Listen, I've been preaching, right? I've been telling people you got to be selfish to be selfless. Okay, I ain't got no beef with that when you're single and you're on the move and you're figuring out who you are, right? But when it comes to courting another individual,
yo, what are you doing, my guy?
Self is gone. Self is gone. It's no longer. Well, no. In the instance of just thinking,
work.
Yes,
synchronize that thing, bro. Like,
yep.
If you're gonna be selfish, become kind of like the neighborhood therapist. And I'm really giving y'all way too many gems because I do this in therapy, but I'm gonna let it rock. Okay, if you're gonna be a selfish man, what you gotta do is be selfish about the one you're pursuing.
Whoa,
you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like, you gotta, if you wanted that, I'm just saying heterosexual, you know what I mean? And but I'll take it to a homosexual because people feel like we leave them out. Man, if you're pursuing another man, you gotta make him feel good. Correct? He gotta be heard and things like that. Like it doesn't matter. Again, I'm trying to understand people something. It don't matter if you LGBT or straight. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you like brains. It don't matter if you like a chair, fam. Is it masculine or feminine? Choose. Don't be selfish about it. Pursue it. Or handle that. I'm done. I'm gone. I'm out.
Yo, with that, we see y'all next week.
What up, listeners? Mike B here. Hope you enjoyed the episode. You can find us on IG at BMM_podcast. On TikTok at BMM Podcast. Facebook, just type in the Black Men Misunderstood Podcast. And then you can find the Neighborhood Therapist at the Neighborhood Therapist on IG. And you can find myself at Mike B_BMM on IG. And if you want to connect with our producer, the DJ himself, Mr. DJ Daxter, check him out at DJ Daxter on IG. All right, folks. See y'all next week.